This comes from Reddit user on r/AskReddit. What's a life hack so good you almost don't want to share it? If you look for something and it's not in the first place you look, that is the place where it goes. So when you do find it, put it in the first place you looked for it. Lawyer trick. When arguing about something, ask what their interests are rather than their position, why they want or don't want something. Usually it's easier to come to an agreement if you approach a conflict from this angle. Also, conceding a minor point during the argument, "You're right about X," and "I don't disagree with Y," tends to lessen the guard of your opposition and thus making it easier to get what you want out of them. Active listening is key as well. Before entering any difficult conversation, conflict, apology, request, etc., you should know what your goal of the conversation is for yourself. What do you want the outcome to be? How do you want this interaction to end? How do you want both parties to be left feeling? Know this first, then practice running both sides in your head a few times. Crucially, this prepares you to direct the conversation for the outcome you want, instead of just saying what you really want to say. Know your goal, and you're way more likely to reach it. Whenever arguing with someone and it's going round and round, try to come up with a compromise and ask, what does a solution look like to you? Half the time, they have no clue the other half is something you are willing to compromise. It has cut down every single argument in my relationship. I work as a receptionist, and my supervisor always asks me how our guests like me, even if they are rude to other staff. My trick is when someone is checking in that looks like a typical Karen, I always give them a compliment like, "Where did you get your nails done? They are so pretty." It usually works. Find a pair of socks you really like. Buy like 40 pairs. Throw out your other socks. Now you can just grab any 2 socks and have a pair. Get a hole in one, throw it out. You still have tons of others of the same. Gift buying tip. Ever struggle with what to get people for Christmas, birthdays, or other occasions? I keep a running list in the Notes app on my phone throughout the year. Anytime my friends or family mention something they want, we share an inside joke, or I get inspired, I jot it down under their name. When it's time to buy them a gift, I just check the list. You don't have to respond to every text or call, and you don't have to answer the door. For public speaking, where you have to look competent and relaxed, but you may be nervous. While you're waiting to go on, force yourself to yawn. You'll look relaxed to those around you, and it does signal to your body that you're okay. We tend not to yawn when we're in danger. It's also a sneaky way of taking a really deep breath. If you're one of the people who can do this on command and not look cross-eyed, blur your eyes while you're speaking. It makes the audience become an indistinct mass. If your hands shake, hold something in your hand, but not paper. That will make it worse and more visible. But a pen, or something you can grip, which will stop your hand from shaking. You can also lean on a desk or podium. If your voice starts to shake, cough, clear your throat, and take a sip of water. Then you can say, "Sorry about that." It gives you a chance to reset and take a deep breath. People feed off your nervousness, and if you ignore the fact that your voice is shaking, it can be uncomfortable for everyone. People, including you, will be much more comfortable if it was just something in your throat. If you find yourself breathless or needing a drink or deep breath, just do it. It feels like a huge pause to you, but it's not. Taking pauses shows confidence. But if you're really uncomfortable, feign technical difficulties like a slide not switching and give yourself a chance to take a breath while you figure it out. Most important tip, practice. That means keeping on making yourself do it, even if it's scary. But it also means practicing in the car or when you're alone. If you have a particular presentation you need to do that's high pressure, do it over and over, write it out, or even record yourself saying it and listen to it on repeat. Eventually, you won't need to do that as you get more confident, but it's useful for as long as you need it. It's crazy how many people think they don't need to practice public speaking and should be able to just do it because they can speak in regular conversations. It's a skill. The more you practice, the better it will be. Be as nice as you can as often as you can. It's a long-term investment that pays. For cooking, the idea of mise en place. It's a French phrase that means put in place before you start any cooking. You set up and put all your ingredients to side. Spices, sauces, all your veggies are cut and ready to put in the bowl or pan before you cook. Makes cooking 100% less stressful when you have everything ready and on hand. I tell my boss and colleagues that I have to leave on time to pick up my son. I actually drop him off in the mornings and my wife picks him up in the afternoons. But as soon as 4 p.m. hits, I'm out the door, excuse myself from meetings that are running overtime, etc. My boss has even started wrapping up meetings to finish on time to accommodate. Employer results may vary. Keeping your mouth shut and just listening is extremely advantageous in the long run. I don't think this is as much a life hack as it is a pro tip. But being in the restaurant business for over 20 years now, if you go into a restaurant and their bathrooms are dirty, then get out of there. It means, most likely, of course not always, that their kitchen is just as dirty. If the general manager doesn't care about what the guests can see, he's definitely not caring about what the guest can't see, and that gets you such a higher chance of food poisoning. I was thinking about what I need to be happy, and came to the conclusion that I need 3 hobbies, 1 creative, 1 physical, and 1 social. For social, I do board game nights weekly. This ensures I have something planned for the week to look forward to. For physical, I go to the gym, which to be honest I hate and have always hated, so I took up bouldering too. This is a great hobby because it can also be very social, and it's also just fun. And for creative, I dabble in things like drawing, knitting, and other needlework. I also throw in reading here too because it can make you think and imagine. If you play D&D, this can also combine with social. I've been extremely happy since figuring this out for myself. I've always had a list of hobbies I want to try, but this helps me organize them. The only reason I'd hate to share it is so certain spaces don't get overcrowded, but usually the more the merrier. Ask yourself what your ideal happy life would look like, and then isolate each aspect as an objective to work towards, always breaking down larger goals into smaller doable steps. Makes things seem less daunting and gives you feasible objectives to work towards. Please be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it, and also share your life hacks in the comments below.